Alright, so welcome back to some more MX versus ATV Reflex. I sometimes have to think about that because there's so many MX versus ATVs. But this is a track called Deschler MX by Logan 2050 or Logan 5020. I think it's Logan 2050. If I'm getting that wrong, I'm sorry. I apologize. Usually I write it down. Kind of forgot to for this video. Kind of last second, it's really late, and I missed the video for today. I didn't think I was going to have time, but I'm trying to get this up probably a day late, but it'll be close for Wednesday's upload. But Logan, you did a great job on this track. I think it came out 2015 or so. It's been out for quite a while, but when I played Reflex, I had it on the 360. So I put in hundreds and hundreds of hours on the 360, but on PC, I'm closing in on 100 hours. I just didn't get it on PC until recently. Didn't start doing custom track stuff until the last year or two, so I'm a little behind. But it's good for me because there's so much content out there. So many tracks, so much stuff by so many different creators that, you know, the game can keep going and going and going and going. But this track, for me, what's so great about it isn't the environment, isn't even really the track itself. Now, I love the track, I love the environment, it's great. We say this in every video. Every track creator is always like, oh, the environment's so good, man, the track's so awesome. It's like, let's just put a template in on every single track review. It's not even a review, I don't even review it. I just play tracks that I like. I don't play tracks that I don't like. And if I haven't played it, it doesn't mean that I don't like it, it just means that I haven't gotten to it. But you know, it's like a broken record. Oh, the environment's great. The flow of this is great. Oh, this section's awesome. For me, what made this track so amazing and what stood out for me, and when I saw a picture of it, it just did it right away, and then playing on it took me back even more, was it made me feel like the times when I was a lot younger. I mean, I'm a lot older now. I'm seasoned in my upper ages. Not upper. I'm still young, but not super young. Anyways, it took me back to a time when I was a lot younger, riding with my friends at a private track that was pretty close to where my parents lived, so that's kind of where I grew up. And I grew up riding with a lot of guys. Sometimes there was 20 of us out there on the weekend, and then it kind of died out. But it took me back to that time, but more specifically, the fall time. It took me back to the fall, riding at dusk. You know, when you're riding, you ride because you're having fun, but maybe in a certain point in your riding career or hobby or whatever you want to call it, you take it a little more serious. I mean, I took it more serious. I never thought that I was going to be this super fast amateur that was going to go pro, okay? That was never the plan. I was never that fast, never. But I mean, after you ride a while and you get better, you take it a little more serious, even though it's still fun. And I did go through that stage in my riding career, I guess. Not anymore, but there was a small stage, I guess, I don't know how else to say that, where it was kind of like that. But this took me back to when it's always been fun, but when it was just fun, just burning out laps, running, I guess, motos with your buddy. And like I said, or maybe I didn't say this yet, like the older I got, the less my friends rode. A lot of them sold their bikes, stuff like that, had a big crash, scared them, they didn't want to ride anymore, whatever it may be. You know, I think when I ride with other people and get to be kind of friends with them, I never fully believe that they're going to keep riding, because I think you have to ride long enough to realize how fun it is and realize that you're going to crash. You're going to eventually get hurt, probably. Maybe not bad, maybe not break a bone, maybe not go to the hospital, but eventually you're going to crash and get hurt. It's the way it is. You never know how fast you can go until you crash, right? You can't push into a corner any harder until you crash. And then, well, for now, that's as fast as we can go. And a lot of my friends didn't ride long enough before they had that big crash. Does that make sense? And so they had that big crash, and then they were scared and they didn't want to ride anymore. I was fortunate enough that I didn't get hurt a lot, and I didn't have a really big crash. I mean, I had crashes where I got hurt, but not like go to the hospital or anything, at least early. That I rode long enough that I realized this is fun. No matter how bad it hurts, no matter how big the crash is, it's fun and I want to keep doing this. A lot of my friends weren't like that, but I did have one guy, and he still rides. He rides a lot more than I do. The guy that owns the track, the private test track, or not test track, jeez, playing too many video games. The private track that we rode at, and I remember just burning off motos more or less with him in the evening, in the fall, about this time, where it's a little cloudy, you get that pink kind of color going over the sky because the sun's starting to go down. and it's getting cool. Sweatshirt riding weather, man. Sweatshirt hoodie riding weather is the best riding weather. I love it. In Nebraska, our falls are usually gorgeous, and it's just perfect riding weather. Blech, can't talk. Riding weather. And I remember doing this all the time, just over and over and over again, every weekend, and it was so much fun. And he's, like I said, he still rides, and I can go out there and ride with him. I still do a little bit, but it's not the same. So I guess for me, it's nostalgia. This track, Logan, dude, you just took me back. And it's really the first time that I've ever played a Reflex track that I felt like that. Like, I get goosebumps almost, because it just takes me back to such a fun time in my life when this was happening. And, you know, probably you'll never have that back because, you know, your friends grow up. The older you get, they have families. They sell the bikes to buy a minivan and whatever else the case may be, or to buy a street bike. I don't know. That's just what happens when you get older. It's just what happens. Maybe not a minivan, but you know what I mean. So, Logan, dude, that's just what I think is so great about the track. But the track itself is amazing. I love the environment, the track itself. It's smooth. It flows good. It feels like a good national. It just, everything on it is really well done. And I can say that over and over again, but there's 1,000 other people who have done reviews on it, and every single review by every single person on YouTube says the same thing. It's like people don't make videos like this. I don't review tracks. I don't play tracks I don't like, but people don't make videos on tracks they don't like. They make a video on a track that they like, and then they talk about it, or they might say a few things they changed. Like this section right here, that double was difficult to get if you didn't stay to the left side, and then getting that table, yeah, really hard. But anyways, it's like a broken record. It's like, oh yeah, the environment's so good, man. It's just this track, this triple's super cool, and this corner right here is so good. You guys can see that, and you can tell that I'm playing this track because I like it. Now, I kind of explained to you more reasons why I like it with the whole taking me back to my childhood, or not necessarily childhood, but teens and early 20s, but yeah, I mean, that's why I like that. Now, back there, a little bit before that corner, there's some spots where you can cut the track quite a bit. You could really cut that lap time down because you can take a smoother line and kind of cut the corner even. I'll show you again when we go by it, if I remember, because I get sidetracked, and I know that bothers you guys some, and I'm sorry, but I get sidetracked really easy. Also, before we finish the video, because we're coming up on the last lap here soon, thank you so much to the guys that got through the last video, Motocross the Force, and did the whole 73 thing. If you're watching this and don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch that last video. I'm not gonna explain it again, but it means a lot. It means a lot. I wasn't getting down on anything. It's just, you know, we make these, people say, make longer videos, so I make 10, 15 minute, 12 minute videos or whatever, and see that the average view time on the video is only like 4 minutes, and it's like, what's the point of making longer ones, you know what I mean? So to just see that, I saw comments from people that I've never seen comment before, or comment not very much. It was overwhelming. It was really humbling, guys. It really was, and I just favorited a lot of those comments because I'd be saying the same thing over and over again. But thank you, really, thank you. That really means a lot. It shows me that there's quite a few people that actually can, you know, get through the whole video, I guess, because this one's going to be about 10 minutes, because that's just how 5 laps came out, and people wanted longer videos, so we're doing some longer videos. Plus, sometimes when the videos are longer, you kind of run out of things to talk about. But the track, great job, Logan. I've never done a track by Logan. Like I said, this track came out, I think, in 2015, so it's been out a while, but he nailed it, man. He killed it on this thing. It took me back, and I think I already said it. I've never had that experience where I played a track and was like more appreciating what it made me think than how great the track was. But this section right here, you can cut inside, really inside on that corner, and stick to the left in the section coming up, that straight coming up to it, and cut it a lot. And that inside line is super fast, but I was struggling getting into it. You can kind of basically land in it sideways and just go. It grabs you really good, you don't really crash, but I was just having trouble clearing the jump, I guess. I don't really know why. And then I'm assuming there's a really smooth line leading up to that triple, quad, whatever you want to call it. A really smooth line there if you stay to the right. And I think you could probably quad that section. I don't have my bike. I always use the same setup, so I don't have a lot of top speed. I think it would help here to have some top speed. And this line was really good. I just never really got it. I don't know. And here you can just kind of jump this table. And then I was never really sure what to do here. Kind of went off the track almost a little bit. Found a smoother line, but I don't know. Great track, Logan. You did a great job finishing up the lap here. And That's about it, but thank you so much for the support on the videos, guys. It really means a lot. I can't thank you enough. And until the next video, take it easy.